Okay, so today, Hare Krishna. So we welcome
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we welcome all the devotees for the ongoing Bhakti Shastri online Bhakti Shastri class. The unit 2 is going on, and we we will be discussing from chapter 8, verse number 14 till the end. Okay. So yes, Mataji, no problem. Mataji, you may keep your video off. No problem. Okay. And this is no need to ask him every time. Any network issue is there, you can be muted, no problem. My point, video is not important, audio is important. When I ask some question, if you respond, that is good. Okay, if the network is good, or if you can write chat, that is also okay. That introduction makes the class little lively. Otherwise, I'm thinking just a little bit. Online class is a little bit impersonal aspect is there. So if there is some introduction, and today there will be some introduction, I need your help, your cooperation. Okay, so let us start the Mulacharan. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं तदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं सादयितं सावधूतं स्वरिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमोऽहं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पथे भूतेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरकृष्ण नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam. So thank you so much for your patience and your participation. So we will be start first reciting the verses today. I will start. So, attaining the supreme is the title of this chapter 8. So, today we will just recapitulate the sections and the flow of the chapter 8, and that is already we have discussed. Can anyone read? Hare Krishna. Can my screen is visible and anyone can read? Read it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
Section 1.
Hmm.
Lord Krishna answers Arjuna's questions.
Yes.
1 to 4.
Section 2.
Okay. Section 2. Remembering Krishna at the time of death. 5
Yes.
to 9.
Someone else. Section 3. What is section 3?
Section 3. Remembering Krishna by Yoga Mishra Bhakti.
Yoga Mr. Bhakti. What's
Section
10 to
4.
10 to 13? Sometimes it is called 10 to 13, sometimes it is 9 to 13. Okay, 9 is also sometimes some acharyas has included in 9, some commentators has 12 to 10. Mostly 9. It is 9 is also included. Section 4, actually in our Shastri handbook it is like that. Section 4, someone else?
Section 4. Remembering Krishna by pure bhakti.
Yes. Verse number 14 to 16. So today we will discuss from this onwards, section 4 onwards. Section 5.
Section 5. Remembering Krishna by comparing between material world versus spiritual world. Verse number 17 to 22.
Okay. Thank you. Someone else? Section 6. Someone else who has not till now read any section?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Section 5. Remembrance by Bhakti Yoga is easier than by Ashtanga Yoga.
Yes.
Shloka 23 to 28.
Yes.
Chapter 8.
Yes. So this is section 6. So this is the last section. So today we will start from remembering Krishna by pure bhakti from verse number 14 to 16. So before that, let us see the link. What is the connection between section 2? What was the section 2? Can anyone remember? What was section 2? Section 2 was about remembering Krishna through Yogamistra Bhakti. Okay. So after that, after speaking how to remember Krishna through Yogamistra Bhakti, Krishna is now telling about how Krishna can be remembered through Ananda Bhakti, pure devotional service. So Krishna will now tell Arjuna different ways of remembering him. Bhakti mixed with aspiration of yoga, Yogamistra Bhakti, Krishna has already told. Now meditating on him as possessor of these qualities, particularly as described in Sloka 8.9, enables one to realize super soul, who is the goal of a yoga practice done by the yogis. That's why I was telling. Actually, the section 3 starts from Sloka 8.9. Though at our sadhaka stage, we can meditate, we can remember Krishna as given in section in the Sloka 9. Kovim, Puranam, Anushashitaram, Dhataram. So he is a maintainer, he is a controller, he is he's known, he knows past, present, and future. He is the oldest, he is the wisest. So like that we can remember. But these qualities are more leads the features of the super soul, the Kirodakshai Vishnu, who is all pervading, who is situating in each and every nook and corner of this material world and knows everything. And through this super soul expansion, Krishna is maintaining the entire world, entire material world. So all these things enables one yogi to focus Krishna as the super soul, as a Paramatma realized yogi. So this is particularly that thing. So now Krishna will explain, apart from this thing, there is another way where Krishna can be remembered by unalloyed devotion. So that Krishna will explain in this section. Okay, so this we will discuss. This is sorry. This link is actually from section 2 and 3. Sorry, I was little. So this is the section 2 was Krishna told her the various ways of remembering Krishna at the time of death. Now Krishna described the Jogomishra Bhakti section. This already we have discussed last class. Okay, only we will discuss about this thing that we will come back to later. So this is that link between section 3 and 4. Okay, which is today's subject. Okay, so that was actually the link between section 2 and 3. 2 and 3 means 2 was remembering Krishna at the time of death, and Krishna has given some instructions that as the death can come anytime, you need to remember all of this. Then first Krishna described how to remember through Jogomishra Bhakti, how yogis remember him. And then now Krishna is telling here that from chapter 7, 16 verse was about what? In the chapter 7, Krishna was telling about Artho Jigashu Arthartri Gyani. About this, he described in chapter 7, particularly in this particular verse, he has described the 4 kind of devotees. And in the 7th and 7.29, Krishna described Mokshagami Bhakta, that is Jara Marana Mokshayo, those who want to liberation from this cycle of birth and death. Now I have explained to you the nature of devotion that is mixed with karma and jnana. That is karma jnana pradhanibhuta bhakti. Okay. From the verse 8.10 to 13, I have explained the nature of devotion that is mixed with yoga, that is jogo pradhani bhuta bhakti. Okay, so these things are already described now. Now what remains now? The remaining part is, in between I have given some hints to make you feel the essence of pure devotional service. That is Kevala Bhakti. That is Mam Anushmara Juddhaischa. That verse where Krishna was telling how you need to remember continuously. Even if you are to discharge your varnashram dharma, then also you need to remember. Okay, that is the hints towards Kevala Bhakti. That is always remembering Krishna. Now I will tell you the true nature of pure devotion. Here, apart from that, there are another verses like Maya Shakta Mana Partha, that is also Kevala Bhakti. But he has not elaborated much about Kevala Bhakti till now, given some hints somewhere. Okay. So now Krishna is telling, actually Mamanushmara Juddhastra is also a practicing part. It's not also a Kevala Bhakti verse, but it is a practicing verse. But it leads one to remember Krishna always, leads one towards Kevala Bhakti. So now Krishna is telling, I will tell you the true nature of pure devotional service. That is the best, the most perfect. Now listen. Again Krishna is emphasizing on listen to him. So this is the verse for today's first verse. Can anyone read? Let me first recite and then you can read. Ananya cheto shatatam jomam shmarati nittasha tasyaham sulabha varta nitta juddhasya yoginaha. Can anyone read? Recite.
Ananya cheta satatam yomam smarati nityasha tasyaham sulabha partha nitya yuktasya yogina.
Translation. Someone else.
Without deviate. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pritha, because of his constant engagement in devotional service.
Yes. So here the first line Krishna is telling Ananya Cheta Shatatam, without deviation of mind to other process of goals. Ananya, no anna. There is no other goal. There is no other goal. Not a single minute Krishna, the devotee is forgetting, the Kevala Bhakta will forget Krishna. This is the process. That Ananya Cheta Shatatam, Kirtaniya Shadahari, Shatatam, always remembering Krishna without deviation of mind. That is, his mind is not deviated to any other process or goals. Other goals means any other material aspiration or any other process. See, in Yogamitra Bhakti, Krishna, uh, in yogis, in the case of yogis, try to understand this thing. Krishna is Krishna is the object of meditation. Okay, Krishna is the object of meditation. But as the process is yogic process, meditational process, and that includes various kind of siddhis and various kinds of process orientation. Okay, so even though yogi, the meditation, the object of meditation is yogi, is Krishna, but objective is not solely Krishna. I am repeating once again. For yogis, even though the object of meditation is Krishna, but the objective of the yogic process is not solely Krishna. Is that clear? Is that clear? So, with respect to you can just note down this line, this sentence. The object for the yogis, the object of meditation is Krishna, but the objective of the yogic process or meditation is objective of the meditation. Objective means the ultimate objective is not solely Krishna. It's not only Krishna. Okay. So if we understand that thing, same thing with the Jnana yogis, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Okay. Only Krishna is not there. Okay. They are surrendering. They are understanding that we need to surrender. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlava. Vasudeva. That he is all pervading. He is the supreme. That knowledge is happening. And it is almost like a pure devotion, but then also it is not Kevala Bhakti because the Gyan is there. The Krishna is God. That Gyan is there. But in Kevala Bhakti, particularly the bhakti of gopis, okay, Vrindavan's damsels, they don't know even that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. They don't know Bhagavad Tattva. Don't know means they know, but they don't care for it. They are madhurja. They are so attracted to the madhurja of Krishna that that attraction has covered their knowledge. But in the Gyanibhuta Bhakti, in the Gyanis case, the Gyanis means not the Gyanis means those who are in the stage of that stage which has been explained in 7.19. Okay, that verse that Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanavanam Prapaddate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlavo. In that verse also Krishna, the devotee, the Gyanomishra Bhakti, the Gyan Gunibhuta Bhakti, Gyan Pradhanibhuta Bhakti. It is a Gyan Pradhanibhuta. Gyan is Pradhan. Gyan is there, but the element of Kevala Bhakti is also there. Okay. And that's why they have understood Krishna as everything, Vasudeva as everything. But there also awe and reverence is there. That awe and reverence is there. Okay, so that is the stage of mostly the stage of Vaikuntha devotees. Okay, Vaikuntha devotees. They have their awe and reverence that Krishna is God, Vasudeva is God. Okay. So, but here Krishna is telling that Ananya Cheta Shatatam. They are also Ananya Cheta. They are also remembering Krishna. And here Krishna is telling that, but that Gyan is there. But here Krishna is, they are completely attracted. Maya Shakta, Ashakta, completely. Without anything. Without the process of Jnana. Without deviating towards Jnana, Yoga, Karma, to forget about it. Karma is far away. Okay. So, karma means Karma means karmic inclination, fruitive result orientation. Here the process, meditation orientation, and here is knowledge orientation. That's all those orientations are gone. Only devotion. Only devotion. That is there. That is ananya cheta shatata. Jomam smarati nittasha. The devotees who always remember me exclusively, exclusively me. Tashaham sulabha partha. I am very, for him I am very easy to obtain a partha. Nitya Juktasya Yogina, because of his constant engagement in devotional service. So now let us see the purport. Some important points are there in this purport. So this verse especially describes the final destination attained by the unalloyed devotees who serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Bhakti Yoga. Previous verses have mentioned four different kinds of devotees. Previous verses, still now, what we have given, just now we discussed that from verse number 7.16 to 7.29, and then particularly from 8.9 to 8.13. Please remember this correlation. Okay, so then this study of Bhagavad Gita will become very interesting. Okay, when which section, what Krishna is explaining, and which conclusion Krishna is giving, what is the flow of that thing, conceptual flow, philosophical flow. Try to understand that. The distressed, the inquisitive, those who seek material gain, and the speculative philosophers. Different processes of liberation have also been described: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Hatha Yoga. So that means Krishna has explained Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Hatha Yoga means the Yoga Mishra Bhakti. The principles of this yoga system have some bhakti added, but this verse particularly mentions pure bhakti yoga, without any mixture of jnana, karma, and hatha. What I was mentioning now. Okay. As indicated by the word ananya cheto, in pure bhakti yoga, the devotee desires nothing but Krishna. A pure devotee does not desire promotion to heavenly planets, nor does he seek oneness with the Brahma Jyoti, or salvation, or liberation from material entanglement. That means Mokshakami also is gone. Okay. Among all these words, particularly even though 7.19 verse is indicating Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti means Jnana Pradhanibhuta Bhakti. But that is almost like pure Bhakti. Almost. But there also Ananya Cheta word, this Ananya word is not there. I will show one slide, one wonderful thing I have got. Wherever the verses of Ananya Bhakti Krishna has explained, let me try to share that also. Please make me remember if I forget. Before I end today's session, I will show all the verses. In that verse, this 7.19 is not there. So that means even though it is a Mahatma, they are telling something about Mahatma. They are Gyano Mr. Bhakti, Shukdev Goswami. Shukdev Goswami is categorized. Shukdev Goswami Jyotish Kumar is under this Gyan Gunibhuta Bhakti, Gyana Mr. Bhakti. So they are so exalted. Okay. They are not like ordinarily, because in both the Shukdev Goswami and Jyotish Kumar, let me explain you one important aspect. They were initially Brahmovadis, both of them, Shukdev Goswami and Chatushkumar. But after that, uh, something happened in their life. I'm not going detail into it. You might have not, I might have heard it. In briefly, I can say that Chatush Kumar at one point of time somehow entered into the Vaikuntha. The incident happened with the Joy Bijoy, they got cast, and at that time Narayan came, and at that time they got the smell of Narayana's from the Tulasi which was offered to the Narayana's lotus feet, Vishnu's lotus feet. That smell was so enchanting that the Chatush Kumar uh, has transformed from Brahmavadi to Bhakta, complete completely surrendered devotee of Krishna. So that is how. So this Gyanamishra Bhakti, that like even for the Dhruva Maharaj also. So they Dhruva Maharaj also started the Bhakti, Tibra Bhakti he was doing. Tibrana Bhakti Jogena he was doing. So Tibra Bhakti can be performed with Akamo, Sarvakamo and Mokshakamo. Bhagavatam has concluded this thing. Akamo, Sarvakamo, Va, Mokshakamo, Udarati, Tibrena Bhakti Jogena, Jajato Purusha Param. But Tibra Bhakti does not mean it is a Shuddha Bhakti. It is a Kevala Bhakti. It is a Uttama Bhakti. Please try to understand this. Okay. But that is also very exalted stage. But the bhakti process is itself so wonderful that Prabhupada will explain that thing. As already explained previously also, if you read the purport, you will understand that the practitioner will slowly get rid of all kinds of karmic inclination, jnana inclination, and yoga inclination, and can become completely perfect. Okay, the examples are there. Dhruva Maharaj, he started with uh, Karma Mr. Bhakti. He was Arthartri. He was distressful situation. He wanted kingdom greater than his father, his forefather, Brahma's kingdom. Shukdev Goswami was Brahmavad, Chatush Kumar was Brahmavad. But they elevate it towards the pure devotion. So it is possible. But here Krishna is telling that this is the ultimatum of bhakti. This is ananya bhakti. This is the anna avilashita. Ananya means no anna. Anna avilashita shunna jnana karma anapritam. Anukullena Krishna Nushilanam bhakti uttam. See, Anukullena Krishna Nushilanam was there. Anukullena Krishna Nushilanam was there with Dhruva Maharaj. But after he got the darshan, but he was having the desire, he was not Anna Vilashita Shunna. He was having the desire of getting that kingdom. But when he saw in front of him Vishnu, and the Vishnu when touches his counsel, he was completely transformed into pure bhakti. Then he said that I don't want anything. His all avilash was vanished, completely vanished, evaporated like anything. So this is the beauty of bhakti yoga. That even some practitioners start bhakti with some material motives, but if we keep on continuing it, the bhakti process by the mercy of Krishna will make him completely free. And if he deserves, Krishna will reward him also. Okay, he will fulfill his desire also. So there is no loss actually for anyone. So if someone connects with Krishna, so that is the point. So here that selfish interest is not there. So a perfect devotee has no desire other than to please Supreme Personality of God. Only desire is what? To please Supreme Personality, nothing else. Therefore, the Lord says that for anyone who is unflinchingly devoted to Him, He is easy to attain. So just see here, Shulava Partha, the word Shulava Partha. For devotee, Krishna is Shulava Partha. For what kind of devotees? Which devotees? Ananya Bhakti. For Kevala Bhaktas. Those who are always remembering him, they cannot forget Krishna for a single moment. But Krishna has told in 7.3, what Krishna has told? Krishna is Durlabh. Krishna, getting Krishna, understanding Krishna, what about Bhakti? Krishna, to know Krishna, to have the knowledge is difficult. So how the same thing Krishna is telling, Krishna is Durlabh. Krishna is telling that, particularly in Brahma Samhita also it is said, Vedeshu Sudurlabham Atma Bhakto Adurlabham. Adurlabham Atma Bhakto Vedeshu Sudurlabham. So for the devotees, own devotees, Atma Bhakto, these own Atma Bhakto, those for whom he is Sudurlabha, he is Shulabha, that is Anandabha, Kevalabha. And Adurlabha Vedeshu, that means by knowledge, if someone want to understand Krishna, it's very difficult. Shudurlabha. So that's why that verse was telling Manushanam Sahasreshu Kostit Jatati Siddhaye Jatatan Abhisiddhanam Kostit Mam Veti. So someone who actually is following the path of Kevala Bhakti, is following a Kevala Bhakta and practicing devotional service, Sadhana Bhakti, for him also it is Shulabha. That is not very Durlabha. Krishna is not very Durlabha. Those who are actually, they are also Prabhupada given in the purport, explain the purport, explain the verse in this purport, that those who follow the actual path of Krishna, as given by Rupa Goswami, as given by the previous acharyas, as it is, without adulterating anything. And that verse, in that section, Srila Prabhupada quoted Rupa Goswami is the famous verse. That is, what is that verse? That श्रुति स्मृति पुराणादि पंचरात्रिक विधि बिना ऐकांतिक हरिर भक्ति उत्पादक. So if someone follow the bhakti yoga path as laid down in the Shruti, Smriti and Puranadi, Pancharatrik Vidhi, if someone follows that, then there is no problem. That is not difficult. But if does not follow, and sentimentally or through speculation, through mental speculation, someone want to understand Krishna, it is very difficult. It will create havoc in the path of it. Okay. And particularly for the Gyanis, that's why for the Gyanis it takes so long time. That's why the 7.19 is telling Bahunam Janmunam, Bahunam Janma. Krishna is telling Bahu. Just think, Krishna, when telling something Bahu, something, it is really a long time. It takes long time for the Gyani to understand Krishna. That's why it is very difficult to understand Krishna. But here Krishna is telling Sulabha. So this verse is the most important verse of the entire chapter. Okay, so please try to understand this verse and apply this verse in each and every day of your devotional practice. You will actually experience a bliss at every stage. Okay, I am also praying that someday actually we should relish this Ananda Bhakti. But we should not be sentimental about that. We should practice, but we should hanker for it. We should pray. We should, when we chant, when we render any service, when we hear, we should have that desire, that please best, because this cannot be achieved. This pure devotional service cannot be achieved. It can be only received by the grace of the devotees. So then now Prabhupada is telling very important thing. A pure devotee always engaged in devotional service to Krishna in one of his various personal features. Krishna has various planetary expansions and incarnations such as Rama and Nrsimha, and a devotee can choose to fix his mind in loving service to any of these transcendental forms of the Supreme Lord. Such a devotee meets with none of the problem that plague the practitioners of other yogas. Okay, nothing will be the impediment. Ahitaki apratihatam. Bhakti Yoga is very simple and pure and easy to perform. Just here, Krishna Prabhupada is again telling it is very easy. Bhakti Yoga is very simple and very easy, pure and very easy to perform. One can begin simply by chanting Hare Krishna. The Lord is merciful to all of us. But we have already explained, He is especially inclined towards those who always serve Him without deviation. Serve Him without deviation. Krishna, the Lord helps such devotees in various ways. Tadami Bhakti Yogam, we will find in chapter 10. Jainamam Buddham. Tesham Satutujuktanam Bhajatam Pritipurvakam Dadami Bhakti Yogam Tam Jainamam Buddham. They are stated in the Vedas, Jam Evaishi Vinude Tena Labhas Pashaiva Atma Vinude Tanum. One who is fully surrendered and engaged in devotional service, Lord can understand the Supreme Lord as He is. So only by bhakti only we can understand that here and as stated in Bhakti Bhagavad Gita 10.10, Dadami Buddhi Yogam, this verse which I was explaining now. The Lord gives such a devotee sufficient intelligence so that ultimately the devotee can attain Him in His spiritual kingdom. So this is a very wonderful thing. So now Prabhupada is telling another important thing. The special qualification of the pure devotee is that he is always thinking of Krishna without deviation and without considering the time or place. Now, the point may be that how we can come to this realm of Ananda Bhakti. Can we come only with our endeavor? No, it is not possible. We can come by the mercy of the pure devotee only. Those who are Ananda Bhakta, if that kind of Ananda Bhakta give blessings, bestow mercy towards us, by their gracing only, by their blessing only, by their mercy only we can come. Okay. The special qualification of the pure devotee is that he is always thinking of Krishna without deviation and without considering the time or place. There should be no impediments. He should be able to carry out his service anywhere and any time. Some say that devotee should remain in holy places like Vrindavan or some holy town where the Lord lived, but a pure devotee can live anywhere and create the atmosphere of Vrindavan by his devotional service. It was Sri Advaita who told Lord Chaitanya, wherever you are, O Lord, there is Vrindavan. So this is the most important sentence of this particular purport, which is very important for us to understand and to apply. Okay, and to understand what is the mood and mission, how Srila Prabhupada has implemented this thing in his own life. So now I will open the discussion for all of you and would like to hear from all of you what you actually understand by this thing. First of all, that and how you can always create a Vrindavan atmosphere in your life, in your house, in your particularly in your life. How we can implement this thing. Can anyone want to share? And can also relate any want to share something from Srila Prabhupada's life, how Srila Prabhupada has implemented. From the Prabhupada's life, we can understand this thing. From his entire life, how this sentence is also applicable for Srila Prabhupada also, that wherever Srila Prabhupada is there, now wherever Lord is there, there is Vrindavan. Wherever Lord Chaitanya is there, wherever Lord Krishna is there, there is Vrindavan. That is quite natural. But wherever a devotee is there, pure devotee is there, that can be also Vrindavan. How it is possible and what you think. Please contribute. Please participate and share your understanding, your views, your realization, your experience, whatever you want. How we can implement in our life. Please think, particularly this sentence. This is important. Actually, as a Bhakti Shastri course facilitator, we have been given some objective of each and every lessons. Yes, Prabhu, Raji Prabhu. Please, because if you wait, our time will be over, and we have started 10 minutes late. So please don't make me wait, or please don't delay further. Please. Yes, Shivan, Shivani Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Sadar Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, in our personal life, chanting is the basis. And secondly, apart from chanting, we can hear Hari Katha. Even while going to the office or while coming back, we can chant our rounds, can finish our rounds. We can hear Hari Katha. Or if we have some extra time outside, like me going to the office, when I get some time, I read or I hear some lectures. And when I come back to the home and there is our deity, we serve him, we cook for him, then we do massage to our deities, we sing kirtan for him in this way. And on the weekends, we go to the temples to see the Lord. And then there is a Bhakti Vriksha class in where we get the association of the devotees. We eat prasad together. And in this way, we can engage our senses and the mind to Krishna. And we can develop, and as you said, that we can get the pure devotional service only by the grace of the devotees. So being in that association, being always in the association of the devotees, we will always be engaged into the service of Krishna and will remember Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mataji. So some points from Mataji, whatever Mataji has said, some points we get. One is by chanting. Okay, what are the points? Someone can note. One is chanting. Second is having deity in the home. Okay, if the deity is there, then deity can be the center of the home. So we will do service. Okay, and then by hearing about Krishna Katha. Okay, by hearing Krishna Katha, by sharing Krishna Katha, hearing and also describing to someone Krishna Katha. We can remember Krishna. And cooking, someone service is cooking. Working is also. We are working for Krishna. Okay. We are earning money for Krishna. We are donating for Krishna. So when Krishna is the center, see, when you read 10th canto, you will find this wonderful thing that Nanda Maharaj, Nanda Maharaj was a Vaishya. He was not even Brahmana, Sannyasi. He was a Vaishya, Grihastha Vaishya. He's a businessman, business family man. Okay, so he was having his Vaishya related duties. Nandarani, that means Jashodama was also busy with various activities. Entire Vrindavan, they were all busy in their activities. What is the activities? Someone was, mainly they were, as a Vaishya community, Krishi Gorakha Vanicya. They were engaged in their occupational duties. Just think of the Vrindavan atmosphere actually. What is Vrindavan atmosphere? And how we can replicate that. Okay, so they were engaged in their occupational duties. But each and every moment, each and every devotee, every one of the Vrindavan residents were always absorbed in thinking Krishna. They were not neglectful of their duties. Sometimes we see our duties as a stumbling block or hindrance towards our progress in Krishna consciousness. That is a very neophyte conception or understanding. I would like to say that. Okay, because we have not understood the bhakti properly. That's why we are thinking that. But if we really understand what is actually Vrindavan life, we can understand that we can remember Krishna always as we discharge our duties, everything. So, and Prabhupada wanted to give this thing only. See, Prabhupada left Vrindavan. Just see, Prabhupada left Vrindavan. Where was Prabhupada's residence? Where was Prabhupada living? in Vrindavan? Radha Damodar
Radha
temple.
Damodar.
Yes, that was Prabhupada's eternal place. Prabhupada has said, Radha Damodar is my eternal home. So he left Vrindavan the time when actually people retire and settle down in Vrindavan. But Prabhupada left only physically, but spiritually he was carrying Vrindavan in his heart. And he left to fulfill the mission of his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's instruction. And just to fulfill and by successfully executing the order of his Guru Maharaj, he gifted the Vrindavan atmosphere throughout the world. So this is what actually more Mon Vrindavan. This is what actually Vrindavan all about. Vrindavan is not a place limited by geographical boundary. Vrindavan is a consciousness. And if that consciousness is not there, we cannot, even we physically, geographically, if we are there in the geographical boundary of Vrindavan, we will not be able to appreciate Vrindavan in true form, in the true sense. Because to appreciate Vrindavan in the true sense, we should have this Ananda Bhakti. We should have this, we need to give up all our misgivings. We should be free from all our misgivings, all our anarthas. Then only we will, gradually Vrindavan will be manifested in our vision, real Vrindavan. And that manifestation, real Vrindavan manifestation, and at that stage, the manifestation of Vrindavan does not need to be physically present in the Vrindavan, and the geographical location of Vrindavan. So this is what actually it means. What pure devotees. This is what pure devotees. And this kind of devotees, when we follow the instruction of this kind of devotees, then we actually not in a sahajya way, not in a sentimental way. We can think that we are in Vrindavan. We have in that way we will not able to progress much in bhakti. But when we actually follow the instruction of such pure devotees, who are always carrying in their heart the Vrindavan, then the Vrindavan will be manifested in our life, and we can always live in Vrindavan. I think this past time all of you know that at one point of time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to visit Vrindavan, when Nityananda Prabhu tricked him and bring because he was taken sannyas, and Nityananda Prabhu wanted Shachimata to have a meeting, reunion between Shachimata and Lord Gauranga. So that's why he tricked him and he bring him to Shantipur. And when he came to Shantipur, he met Aditya Acharya, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "What you are doing in Vrindavan? What? Wherever you are, it is Vrindavan." So then he understood that it is actually Nityananda Prabhu's trick, transcendental trick. So, but what actually here Prabhupada means, that we need to create that Vrindavan atmosphere in our heart, in our life. So when we are chanting, we should actually think that we are welcoming Radha and Krishna in our heart to serve him. See, what is the difference between Yogamishra Bhakti and this Kevala Bhakti? The Yogamishra Bhakti, they want to connect with Paramatma. But with the Paramatma, there is hardly any exchange of service. And that's why the unalloyed devotees of Krishna don't want to meditate Krishna in that way. Okay, so when Krishna was giving the explanation to the gopis that why you are so upset, I am always there in your heart, you are always there in my heart. So gopis said, all those knowledge you give it to someone else, not to us. We need you. We need you. So Bhakta is also like that. We know the knowledge. Okay. Knowledge is okay. We respect all the yogis, no problem. Okay. but we want Krishna. We don't want anything else. So that is Ananda Bhakti. They don't know anything. Okay, Narayan comes. When Narayan was there, there were so many pastimes. Okay, when Narayan was standing at one point of time during the Rasa Lila, so everyone pranam, the Narayan gopis pranam, and then asked, "Where is Krishna?" And then he said, "I don't know Krishna." And then when Radharani comes, Krishna cannot hold the Narayana form. His four-hand forms dissolved. He becomes two-handed Muralidhar. Because he cannot hide in front of Radharani. Okay, so this is the power of, this is the impact of glories of pure devotion. Ananda Bhakti. That Krishna becomes completely conquered by Ananda Bhakti. So this is what we need to come to vision, and we should hanker kabe hobe bolo sedin amar aparadha ghuchi shuddha name ruchi. This shuddha nam is the gateway towards the Ananda Bhakti. Purna Sharanagati is the gateway towards that Ananda Bhakti. So we are struggling to completely surrender into Krishna. So we need to pray for that. So this is the most central theme or central lesson for today's discussion. Other things I will move fast, so I give more time. So, and there can be more. So Srila Prabhupada's mood and mission is this only. Srila Prabhupada established this Krishna consciousness. He established so many temples, and he told that these temples are not different from Vrindavan. So in the temple, activities, what are the activities? The temple, all the activities happened for the pleasure of Krishna. That is what Vrindavan. And if we replicate, if we copy that thing, the copy paste the same temple program in our house, as far as practically possible, based on our other things. So we can also live in a Vrindavan atmosphere. Okay. So as indicated by the word Shatatam and Nittasha, which means always, regularly or every day. So this Shatata or Nittasha means both. Always, regularly, every day. Like we are chanting throughout the day. We are not chanting throughout the day. Okay. We chant every day our committed rounds. Okay. So that is also Shatata in one sense. Okay. A pure devotee constantly remember Krishna and meditate upon him. So that's why I was telling that Krishna's that instruction, Mam Anushmana Juddhascha. First you remember me, then you do Juddha. First he has told that thing. That means you remember me and do the Juddha. You execute your Varnashram, the duty, your duty. So we also first in the morning we have to complete our Krishna. We need to execute devotional service. Our Mangalarati, our chanting, our reading, if whatever possible, reading, hearing some, so that we can be ready for Krishna Smarana, and then start our Juddha, daily Juddha, Jivan Juddha. Okay, so that will help us to fix in our Krishna consciousness, and that way, and when in that consciousness, when we go to our workplace, we can offer that work, we can do that work also for the pleasure of Krishna. Otherwise, that work may boils down towards to some extent like a karma yogi or like a karmi. Okay. So if this foundational thing is not there, the morning program is not. That's why this morning program is important not only for the temple residents, for us also. Because for the temple residents, they are anyway always engaged in Krishna service, but we need to go outside and we need to stay there for without devotional devotee association. So that's why for us it is much more important. Okay. So, and that is what Krishna has also told earlier, because it is very important to remember Krishna at the time of death also, to prepare for the death. So these qualifications of the pure devotee for whom the Lord is most easily attainable. Bhakti Yoga is a system that Gita recommends above all others. So this is the what Krishna is telling, that Bhakti is the highest. Generally, the Bhakti yogis are engaged in 5 different rasas, ways. Shanta Bhakta engage in devotional service in neutrality. Dasya Bhakta engage in devotional service as servant. Shakta Bhakta engage as friend. Vatsala Bhakta engage as parent. Madhurya Bhakta engage as conjugal lover also. In any of these ways, the pure devotee is always constantly engaged with that Lord and cannot forget Supreme Lord. And so for him, the Lord is easy to attain. The pure devotee cannot forget the Supreme Lord for a moment, and similarly, the Supreme Lord cannot forget his pure devotee for a moment. This is the great blessing of Krishna conscious process of chanting the Maha Mantra. So that is the thing. When we are chanting, we need to remember, we need to understand that Krishna is remembering us and we are remembering Krishna. Actually, Krishna is remembering always. Krishna is always remembering us. But we have forgotten somehow by the mercy of Prabhupada, by the mercy of Prabhupada's disciples, we came to know that yes, we need to remember Krishna. But we many a times throughout the day, how much time we remember Krishna? Krishna is always waiting for our for us. So Krishna, yes, for pure devotees, Krishna is always remembering, but Krishna is remembering for everyone. Okay? Krishna cannot forget. So we need to understand Krishna is missing us. So and Krishna is waiting for this Ananda Bhakti. Okay. So okay. So now, so here ends. Okay, let us do. Okay, so this particular bhakti yoga process, this Ananda Bhakti has three particular characteristics: uninterrupted, undisturbed, unmotivated, undistracted, unmotivated, unanna. Okay, so this is the three characteristic of Ananna Cheta. So nothing can interrupt us. Apratihata, and unmotivated means ahituki. সবাই পুংস পর ধর্ম যত ভক্তি অদক সাজে অহৈতুকি অপ্রতিহত য আত্মা সুপ্রসিদ্ধতি. This ahituki, this ananya bhakti only will satisfy us. No other bhakti, other type of bhakti can fully satisfy us. And undistracted means there is no inclination towards any karma, jnana, yoga, nothing else. Undistracted. Okay. So I think we have discussed enough. Yes. Sorry. I think 15. So now verse 15. Now Arjun may ask, okay, I understand about Kevala Bhakti, but what is the result achieved by practicing pure Bhakti that is described in this verse? So what will be achieved, that will be described. What one devotee will achieve after performing Ananda Bhakti. Okay. So I will read, this is also very interesting verse. Mam upetto punarajanma dukhalayam vashashvatam napnubante mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gata. Okay, now the time is getting less, so I will not ask to repeat again. So we will move little fast because today otherwise we will not able to complete. So the verse is, this verse is no birth for pure devotees. There is no coming back for the pure devotee. After attaining me, they never take birth again. Mamupetto, attaining me. This attaining me means attaining me in Kevala Bhakti. They never take birth again. Birth again. Where they don't come again, why? This place is what? In this, where they will not come again, in this temporary world, which is full of miseries. Dukhala Masashta. Napnumanti Mahatmana. Such great souls never return to this world. Sangshiddhim Paramam Gata. Having attained the highest goal of personal service to me. So this is also one, this is very important verse also, that we need to understand Dukhala Masashta. What is Dukhala Masashta? Dukhala Masashta means that this place is temporary world and this is full of misery. Now Krishna will explain what does it mean by this the feature of temporary world. Krishna will explain. And what is the extent of this temporary world? Krishna will explain. What is the misery? Why it is full of misery? Because here, what we want, what is our wishes, all the wishes will not be fulfilled. And what we don't want, that thing will happen in our life. We don't want to get old, but we will be becoming old. We don't want to be diseased, but disease will come upon us. And finally, we don't want to die, but death will come upon us. So, and in between this disease and old age and death, there are so many things will happen which we don't want. So, this is the nature of this world. Okay. And this wanting, these wishes, I am telling mostly from the ordinary materialistic person, because they are always getting, there is a tug of war is happening in their heart. Ichha and desh is happening. Ichha desho samuddheno dando moheno bharat. They are getting bewildered by various kinds of desires. After the fulfillment of the desires, they are not satisfied, and then they hanker again. They hanker for something else. This is the nature of this material world. Okay, and this is temporary. We always want some permanent solution. We want permanent job. We want permanent happiness, permanent everything, permanent residence, everything we want permanent. But here nothing is permanent. Whatever we are thinking today as a permanent is going to finish. Everything is having the time, the kala. Why it is permanent, not permanent? Because here Ashashratam, this Ashashratam word is related to the Kala. So Kala will act upon us, on this material world. And that's why it is temporary. So those who are really Mahatma means they understand, they are knowledge, they have the knowledge of this Dukhalayam Ashashratam. That's why they don't want to return. And what they do? Sansiddhim Paramananda, having attained the highest goal of personal service to me. So they always engaged in this Kevala Bhakta and attained the highest perfection. Verse 6. So having said that there is no birth for one who has entered the eternal spiritual world, Krishna will now contrast it with the temporary material world where there is repeated birth and death. So here Krishna will say, what is the extent of this temporary world? Okay. So we may think, someone may think, okay, you are giving this lecture on the planet Earth, so it may be applicable for the planet Earth only, okay, for the people who are resident of the planet Earth. But no, Krishna is telling, Abram bhuvana loka punaravartina arjuna. Everyone in all planets up to Brahmaloka take repeated birth and death, even if they are pious. Even if they are pious. So by just becoming pious will not ensure us that we will get rid of this material world. We will transfer ourselves to we will get rid of this cycle of birth and death. No. Pious people also need to come back. Krishna will further explain this thing. Okay. They may get some enjoyment for some time, but that will be finished. When that will finish, they will again come back to this Martha. So this repetition of birth is not only in the Martha, but Abhrumha Bhuvanalok, entire material world. Material world means in of this universe. So Krishna, here Abrahma Bhuvanaloka, by this word, Krishna is giving some hints for us, to the reader of the Bhagavad Gita, that there are many planets. There are three planetary systems: upper planetary system, middle planetary system, and lower planetary system. Okay, Tribhuvan is called. So in entire Tribhuvan, this repetition birth and death is there. Only where is Mamupetto tu kunta. So that means beyond this material universe, something else is there, which is my abode. If you come to that, so it is a really extraordinary knowledge what Krishna is giving here. See, as we all know about, as we are practicing Krishna consciousness for some years, we may know all these things. But for those who are reading for the first time, think from their perspective. Mam upetto tu kunte means, but one who attained my abodes, O son of Kunti. What does my abode? Is it something they cannot think first of all beyond something beyond earth? Okay, if someone are knowledgeable, someone has some cosmological knowledge of this planet, of this universe, they can understand that okay, apart from this planet Mortalo, there are other planetary systems are there. Okay, beyond that, nobody knows anything. So here Krishna is telling that, so Krishna is hinting by this verse that there is something beyond this material universe. So rebirth is in this planet except Krishna's abode. So Krishna is separating material world and spiritual world, contrasting. Okay. Now by this contrast, see, we need to remember the central theme of this entire chapter, remembering of Krishna. Okay. Because Krishna is answering which question of Arjuna's? Can anyone write in the chat which question Krishna is answering, or can say by unmuting themselves? Are you there with in the class, or what happens? Full silence. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Am I audible?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, here in verse number 2, here Arjuna was saying that who is the Lord of sacrifice and how does he live in the world now? How can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death?
Sorry. See, actually, I have asked something, some question, and you are asking some another question, I think.
No, Prabhu, that question only. Like Arjuna, here Krishna is answering this question only. That how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death?
Yes. Right. Actually, here the fan is there. That's maybe I'm not hearing properly. Okay. Yes, Mother, you are correct. So in verse number 2, exactly. So Prayano Kali, how to remember Krishna, how to perform devotional service at the time of death, how to remember Krishna. Okay. Because the remembrance, whatever we will remember. Thank you, Mataji. By remembering Krishna, why it is important, try to understand. And why and understand the entire flow of these verses from that perspective. Then it will make sense that our remembrance, already Krishna has said that if you remember me at the time of death, you will come back to me. If you remember something else, you will go there. Okay, that means our last at the last breath of our life, whatever we will remember, that will determine our destination. So our mind, our Sukshma Deho will direct us towards that kind of body. Okay. So that's why it is very, very important. So that's why Krishna is giving so elaborately that answer. And now Krishna is telling, has told already, the Ananda Bhakta will bring you to me. But entire universe, nobody can come to me. In the higher planetary planets also, Brahmaloka also, they cannot come to me if they don't follow, if they don't embrace the process of Kevala Bhakti, if they don't become pure devotee. They can, if they not have some element of pure devotee in their devotion, it will not be possible to come to my abode. So now Krishna is giving a contrast that this is first Krishna has told this is Dukhalayam Ashashram. So do you want to stay in this Dukhalayam, in this planet? Krishna is actually telling to us So this place is Dukhala. Krishna has given the certification. He is the manufacturer. He is the creator of this creation. He has given the certification. Whatever we will try, it will remain Dukhala. So Maya's trick is to make us forget this Krishna's certification and leading us to sense gratification. That is Maya's trick. Maya is working in that way only, nothing else. That the Maya's illusion means Maya means what is not there, what is not real. That is Maya. So forgetting the reality means we are in illusion. Forgetting reality means Maya. So Maya is actually tricking us in different way by alluring in a different way. That yes, there is happiness. You try this, you will be happy. You do this, you will be happy. You buy another iPhone, you will be happy. You go in that country, you will be happy. You take this job, you will be happy. Okay, for material thing, we may do all these things, but we should not do all these things for becoming happy. If it is required for Krishna's service and for our service to dovetail our service towards Krishna, we may do it, not with the anticipation that this will make us happy. Because ultimately, this is Maya's trick. So that is what Dukhala Mosashatam. Now Krishna is saying Dukhala Mosashatam is throughout this universe. So now Krishna will taking us towards completely a different section. From 17 to 22, where Krishna will give the elaborately Krishna will give this comparison between this material world and spiritual world. He has now given only a little bit hints, Abrahma Bhuvanaloka. Now Krishna will elaborate it further. So here the rebirth of everyone under the control of karma or fruitive action and reaction stated in the first two lines of the verse 16 will be elaborated in verse 17 to 19. Okay. So what Krishna has told, Abrahma Bhuvanaloka, Punara Arjuna. So this Abrahma Bhuvanaloka, Punara this rebirth coming and going, this part is briefly Krishna has told in verse number 16. Now he will elaborate it in verse number 17 to 19. And then the second part of that verse, Mam upatta tu kunta punarjanmana vidyate. This part Krishna will elaborate in verse 20 to 22. So by that Krishna will make a contrast. And with that contrast, Krishna will inspire us to will attract us towards his planet, towards his home actually. Krishna is welcoming towards his home through this verse, through this chapter entirely. Okay. So we need to take the invitation. Are we ready to take the invitation? Ananda Bhakti means take the invitation of Krishna. Krishna is inviting us. Come home. He is waiting for us. He has given an open invitation in this Bhagavad Gita, but how many of us are really taken that invitation? So that is but we are busy in our sense gratification. So, verse number 17. Brahma's one day has been explained. Now, Krishna is telling Brahma Bhuvanaloka. So, from highest planet, Krishna is explaining now what is the situation there from that perspective, from Brahma's perspective. Then we can understand others are already included. Okay, Shahasra Juga Parayanta Ahayat Brahmana Vidu Ratrim Juga Sahasrantam Te Ahoratra Vidojana. By human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together from the duration of Brahma's one day, and such is the duration of his night. Now let us this is a little bit mathematical, okay, but we will try to see. What is this Brahma's one day? Okay. Sahasra Juga Parjanta. Yes. Brahma's one day is called one kalpa. Okay, 12 hours of Brahma and one night of Brahma. Okay, so one kalpa means 12 hours. One day means 12 hours is equal to one night. Okay, that means full one day and night comprises of 24 hours. Okay, so one kalpa, one day means one kalpa, Sahasra Juga Parjanta. So Sahasra Jug means now Juga is a unit of time. It has various meanings. Okay, particularly here, the Juga means Dibba Juga. Dibba Juga means the 1000 Juga cycles. Juga cycles means Dibba Juga. One Dibba Juga cycle is one complete cyclic completion of this entire these four Jugas. Okay. So we know about something about this Satya Juga, Treta Juga, Dapur Juga, Kali Juga. The Kali Juga is 4,32,000 years. Dapur Juga is 2 times of Kali Juga. Okay. Treta Juga is 2 times of Dapur Juga. Okay, 4 times of Kali Juga actually. Okay. And Satya Juga is sorry, it is 4 time, it is 3 time, and it is 4 times. Yes, it is 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this entire forms the one Juga cycle, one Dibba Juga cycle. Such 1000 Juga cycle is Brahma's 12 hour. Okay, so Brahma's lifespan. So such is the night. Okay, so one lifespan of Brahma is 100 years of Brahma's lifespan. So this is equal to 311 trillion and 40 billion years. Okay, so it is an inconceivable time span. We cannot understand what is this span of time. It is just a figure for us, just a number. Because see, for us, we also sometimes say, in Bengali we say না, আরে তোর কাজ করতে করতে যুগ পেরিয়ে এক যুগ হয়ে গেল তোকে খুঁজে পাওয়া যাচ্ছে না আমরা বলি মানে long time juga. But here the juga, in what sense Krishna has used Sahasra Juga Parjanta, it is inconceivable for us just to conceive Krishna when Brahma's one day, one part of the day, that is 12 hours is inconceivable. 1000, we cannot even conceive 4,32,000 years. What to speak of 4,32,000 years? 32,000. What to have 32,000? 1,000 years. 1,000 we cannot understand 1,000. 100 year. Someone 100 is also very long time. 500 is long time. 500 years ago, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come. Okay. What a wonderful time that was. And what today we are living the day. The today's social scenario. Okay. So it is inconceivable. So now that inconceivable time, Krishna is giving now first that this is the span of Brahma. Now all of a sudden, why Brahma's lifespan Krishna is describing here in the middle of Bhagavad Gita in the chapter 8? Why? Where the Bhakti Yoga is discussed. Why this mathematical, this Kala things? I think that this Kala part, this timeline is clear. Everyone has understood. Any question on this? Because some question will come from this part in your closed book exam, obviously. Okay, so is it clear? Any question is there? If you have any question, you can ask next class. I am not able to see. Okay, this. Yes, Rajiv Prabhu, tell me.
Prabhu, so in this 1000 cycles, so in one day, like Krishna appears only once, right? Krishna and Mahaprabhu.
Yes.
So they will not come in every Dwapar Yuga or Kali Yuga.
No. In this 1000 cycle of Juga, Krishna will come in one particular Juga, and that is Just now we have passed. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has passed. It is, I think, there is particular number is there. 28th Manantar is there. Some among the 71 Manantar will be there. Manus will be there. Okay,
In this 1000 cycle, 71 Manus will be there.
Manus will be there. So in that, the 28th Manu's time, Krishna will come, and in that Manu's time, which the Apur Juga Krishna will come, and consequent that Kali Juga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come. Krishna means Swayam Krishna will come. Another time, and will propagate Kali Juga, that this Hare Krishna Mahamantra will be propagated. In other Juga, the Mahamantras are there, but those Mahamantras will maximum take us to Vaikuntha Loka, not to Golok Vrindavan. So once in a Brahmas, once in one day, these golden opportunities are there, and we are in that Kali Yuga. Just see how much fortunate we are. We are not in any other. All the Kali Yugas are glorious because only holy name can be chanted and can perfect our life. But we are in a special Kali Yuga by where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this Jugala mantra, and which can take us to Goloka Vrindavan. So now we can think the fortune we have, but we don't think that fortune we are we're waiting to get job in Fortune 500 company. Just a part of joke, not a serious. So that is the point actually. So we are really fortunate. If we think we cannot measure the fortune we have got. Okay. Any question? Anything else? Anything else? Okay. Okay. So now Prabhupada is writing in the purport, giving this analogy. This Brahma's this lifespan as compared to the eternity is like a lightning flash. I was thinking to show you this lightning flash. Okay. Lightning flash means we just light a match. It takes a flash. That's it. Okay. It is not even a second. Moment. One moment. But we cannot. So from Krishna, from the time of eternity, eternity means this is just a bubble. This is just a bubble. This bubble has formed. From Mahavishnu's point of view, the bubble is forming. If we form a bubble, how long the bubble stays? Sometime. If we are under the water and we blow some air, some bubbles may come. How long it will exist? So that is what Mahavishnu is breathing. In that bubbles, so many things are happening. Okay, so this is some hints of Kala Krishna is giving here. This is one subject matter of Bhagavad Gita. It will further elaborate it. So Kala is some hints Krishna is giving of Kala. So why Krishna is giving this thing? To make us understand how much temporary we understand. But what is the limit of temporary? 311 trillion and 410 billion years is Brahmanda's lifetime, and that is a flash of a time, flash of a moment. So what planning commission we need to employ in our life? So this comparison, now Krishna will elaborate further. Okay, by this comparison, Krishna is trying to bring us that is putting us a question that do you want to live in this world or do you come back to me? This temporary world, whatever you are doing, whatever planning you are doing, Burj Khalifa or Taj Mahal or whatever things, it will flash on a moment. Okay, so need to decide intelligently. So now, if Arjuna asks, now the next verse, the link is like this. Now, if Arjuna asks, what happens during this Brahma's day and night? You are telling this is the long of the Brahma's day and this is the night. Why you are telling this? What happens in this time? So Krishna now describes this verse. What happens in this time? Abbaktat baktat sharvo prabhavanto ahoragame ratra agame praliyante tatrayabhakta samgaka. At the beginning of the Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest from the unmanifest state, and thereafter, when the night falls, they are merged into the unmanifest again. This is the cosmic day and night from the Brahma's perspective. See, during this, so this is the pralaya. So partial devastation, Krishna is explaining here. Partial devastation means the lower planetary systems. Let us see Prabhupada purport a little bit. Yes, here Krishna Prabhupada is explaining in the previous verse purport. In this material universe, not even Brahma is free from the process of birth, old age, disease, and death. Brahma, however, is already directly engaged in the Supreme Lord in the management of this universe. Therefore, he at once attains liberation. Elevated sannyasis are promoted to Brahma's particular planet, Brahmalok, which is the highest planet in the material universe and which survives all the heavenly planets in the upper strata of the system. But in due course, Brahma and all the inhabitants of Brahmalok are subject to death according to the law of material nature. So yes, actually in 18th verse there is no purport. Okay, this is only this thing. What happens is actually in the 19th verse, Prabhupada will explain the entire thing. Because it's the same thing. Bhutagramsha evayam bhutbhava praliyate ratriyagame avashapartha prabhavato ahoragame. Again and again when Brahma says, now Krishna may ask, okay, you are telling that the living entity are manifested and in the Brahma's day and in the unmanifest in the Brahma's night. But does it happens only once? Or how it happens? What is the frequency of its occurrence? So Prabhupada Krishna is telling here that it is continuously happening because the day and night is happening. Till the Brahma dies, he is passing his days till Brahma dies. So again and again when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of the Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated. The less intelligent who try to remain within the material world may be elevated to higher planets, and then again must come down to this planet Earth. During this daytime of the Brahma, they can exist. They exhibit their activities on the higher and lower planetary systems within the material world. But at the coming of Brahma's night, they are annihilated. In the day, they receive various bodies for material activities, and at the night they no longer have bodies but remain compact in the body of Vishnu. This point I was going to make you clear. So they are unmanifest means, what is the manifest and unmanifest? Bhakta and Abhakta. See, here this word in the previous section also, this Bhakta and Abhakta word has been used. Abhaktat Bhakta Sharva Prabhavanta Ahoragame Ratriyagame Praliyant. Bhakta Abhakta. From unmanifest, Abhaktat, from unmanifested, Bhaktaya, living entities. Okay. So that means actually the soul is indestructible. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin, na hannate hannamani shri. Soul is not destructed. Soul is always there, but the material body is destructed. And when it is destructed, they are into they are actually not exactly what here actually what Prabhupada is telling, this Mahavishnu's part, because this is actually happens when Brahma's life is finished completely. Okay. So at that time, they no longer have bodies. And in that sense, also in Mahavishnu, yes, in this case, the Vishnu is actually Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Okay. And when the Brahma lifespan is finished, they are compacted into Karnadakshay Vishnu. Yes, that is the point. So we need to understand in that way. So in the day, they receive various bodies for material activities, and at the night, so during this time, actually, somewhere it should be written that lower planetary systems are actually annihilated, not the upper planetary systems. Okay. So at one point, it is not manifested; it is destructed because Brahma Loka is there. Otherwise, Brahma, how he can sleep and he can wake up. His sleeping results in destruction of lower planetary systems, not the upper planetary systems. I am exactly not remembering exactly which, maybe up to Mortaloka or up to some heavenly planet. Maybe the heavenly planet is also heavenly planet is not heavenly planet means the moon planet, Indra's planet is there. Beyond that, the Siddhalokas, Janaloka, Paraloka, the other planets that is higher planets. That is elevated. So the middle and lower planetary systems got destructed. The higher planetary system remains. So here, for those helplessly, avosho, this word is used, avosho, automatically, helplessly, Krishna is here, Prabhupada is saying helplessly annihilated. Okay. For our understanding, let us understand the living entities. Okay. But just for your information, I am telling that this Brahmas, this is a partial annihilation, partial pralaya, amshik pralaya, is called, not full pralaya. Okay. So this is happening for cyclically, each and every day, even though that day is so long that we cannot understand that, but it is happening. So the temporary, how the world is ashashvatam, Krishna is explaining. Krishna has given that hints in earlier words, and now Krishna is in 8.16, Krishna has given that hints. 8.15 actually. Dukhalam ashashvatam, 8.15 Krishna has written. So that ashashvatam word Krishna is now explaining. See, the correlation is there. We need to remember the correlation. So after explaining this thing, Krishna will elaborate further. Now, Abhyakta means, I'm just telling that Abhyakta part. What is Abhyakta? Abhyakta is in that sense Abhyaktat. Abhyaktat means sometime unmanifested, sometime manifested. From unmanifested it is manifested, and from manifested it is going to unmanifest. So this unmanifestation manifestation is happening in this material world for the living entities. Okay, they are for their unmanifestation. Manifestation means they are when the Brahma's night is coming, they are unmanifested and compacted in the Vishnu's body, and when day comes, they again come back and start their activities. Clear up to this? That is Bhaktat. From Abhaktat, Bhaktat is happening. Bhakta is happening. Living entity is coming, and then it is going. Why I am telling this thing? Because the next two words will be related to understand this thing. Because Krishna will use this word in another way. So please be clear. Tatra hevo Abhakta. So here again, Krishna is using Abhakta. In the night, from the Bhakta, they become unmanifest. Okay. So try to understand this manifest and unmanifest, manifestation and unmanifestation of this material world, Okay. So now, Krishna is further telling here, Bhutogramo Sha Evayam. Yes. Now, in the view of verse 18, if fear may arise, that this may give us two kind of fear, that from ordinary materialistic perception. Okay, just think. Oh, you are telling that it will be destruction and creation. So, what will happen? It is you are telling. Now, Krishna has told what is happening in the night time. It is destructed, and the daytime it is coming. Now question comes whether it will happen regular basis. Yes, it is happening regular basis. Bhutokramusha evayam utta bhutta praliyate ratriagame avashapartho prabhavanti ahoragame. So this may give a fear, the previous verse, that okay, now what will happen? Some materialistic person is planning something, and it is all of a sudden the destruction happens. So it will be completely lost. No, it will not be lost. It will be given again, another chance will be given. They will start from after that again, the chance will start. The show will go. Okay, the curtain will fall, and again after some time the curtain will open. A shop. Think of a shop. A shop is always there. But shop is sometimes closed. In the daytime it is open, nighttime it is closed. Okay. So material world is also like this. Cosmic shop is opening and closing. So bhutogramosha evayam bhutta bhutta praliyate ratriagame avashapartho prabhavanti ahoragame. Again and again when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated. We have already discussed this thing. So now we are going to the another one. Superior to the unmanifest state of Brahma's night in the material world, there is another unmanifest nature which is the eternal spiritual world. Just try to understand this. So now this verse Krishna is taking us to spiritual world. This will give the hints, will give some information about spiritual world, and thus Krishna will contrast and will give us the opportunity to think, to choose. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita is giving us in which direction we should go. Krishna has given the options. These are the two things is happening. This is Ashashvato, and as it is Ashashvato, it is Dukharan. Dukha is there. It has been designed with Janma, Mrittu, Jara Bhyadi, Dukha Doshanu Darshan. By that he has made this Dukharan Ashashvato. So here Krishna is telling Parastashmas, beyond this, there is something else. Parastashmas tu bhava unno abbakta bhaktat shanatana jasha sarveshu bhuteshu nashatshu na vinashati. So here Krishna is again using the word abbakta, abbaktat. Just see what is the meaning of that. Yet there is another unmanifest nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. So Jasha Sarvo Bhuteshu, Sarveshu Bhuteshu. Even when everything, now here Krishna is not telling about only with respect to Brahma's day and night. Krishna is telling here now further macroscopic level, further higher dimension, that when entire Brahmanda is finished, all manifestation, all these things is finished, then also there is something is there, parastashmattu bhavo, some another dimension is there, which is unmanifested to this world, which we cannot experience by staying in this world, which world is continuously manifesting and unmanifesting. We cannot experience, we cannot have anything, we cannot know of that parastashmastu bhavo, that annubhav, that completely different nature, okay, which is never annihilated, which is never manifested to this unmanifested manifested world, which is transcendental to this material world. What is the nature of this material world? It is manifested and unmanifested. It depends upon time is acting on this material world. As the time over, as soon as 311 trillion years will over, Brahma will have to wind up his chapter. Yes, you have to wind up. But this kind of things does not happen in that parastashmastu bhavam. That is completely different. So Krishna is now contrasting here. So time is limited, time is getting over. Let's see how much. So first we complete the flow and then we will check what important points are there in from Prabhupada purport. So I will going for to the next. So this thing I think is clear. So this Abhyakta Bhakta. Just I want to go to Prabhupada purport once. Para, transcendental, Tashmat to that, to but, Bhavo, nature, Unno, another, Abhyakta, unmanifested, Abhyakta to the unmanifested. Okay. Abhyakta to Abhyakta, Abhyakta, Abhyakta. See, this same Abhyakta has a completely different meaning. Just see why how Krishna is using the words. Okay. Here this Abhyakta means transcendental actually. And here this Abhyakta means material manifestation. Another Abhyakta. Paras tashmastu bhava unno Abhyakta. Abhyaktat sanatana. So these two Abhyakta we need to understand very clearly. Yes, some question you want to ask. Yes, Raju.
So during partial devastation, so the lower planetary systems till certain level they get annihilated.
Yes.
So during that time, the living beings in those planetary systems, they are in unmanifested state in the body of Kshirodakshay Vishnu or Garbhodakshay Vishnu.
Garbhodakshay Vishnu.
Okay. And what about during complete manifestation, complete annihilation? What about Dhruva Loka, Prabhu?
This is an interesting question. Dhruva does not get unmanifested manifest. Dhruva is almost like a spiritual world. Dhruva Dhruva Maharaj has been given the benediction that as you wanted, this benediction of having something greater than even your great grandfather, even Lord Brahma. So you are given this Dhruva Loka. Dhruva Loka is not destroyed at all.
So, like when we from
till Dhruva is having that time for enjoying the kingdom, and after that he will go back to Dhruva Loka is almost like a Vaikuntha Loka. Dhruva Loka is almost like a Vaikuntha Loka.
Okay, so like then can we say that there is at least one spiritual planet that we can see with our eyes? Like
yes,
we say, no, that
yes, it's almost like a spiritual world. Our vision is limited up to Dhruva Loka only.
Okay.
Our vision is limited up to Dhruva Loka, not beyond that. And see, living entities, the Kshirodakshay Vishnu's existence is there till I think because this is my understanding here. The Prabhupada use the word Vishnu, so I understand. According to my understanding, I will further confirm it. This is an interesting question. I am also having this question in my mind. It must be correct. Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Why? Because Kshirodakshay Vishnu is a feature of Paramatma, and Paramatma is there till the material creation is there. When the material creation is not there, the Vishnu Paramatma manifestation is not there. Okay, is that clear? Because Paramatma manifestation is happening in the material world, not in spiritual world. Prabhupada has explained this thing by giving a very wonderful example of circus in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay. So let me show you that thing. It will be very interesting to understand Paramatma. Please remember me. I will just complete it. So later, because otherwise I will not able to complete the today's lesson properly. But I will come back to your point and I will confirm once again that, and I will give the exact information because there is in Bhagavatam the prolog is explained in more detail. So from there I will give some information. I will share some information either in class or in WhatsApp group where the things will be clear further. Okay, what exactly Prabhupada means here, Vishnu, I will clarify that. Try to clarify from other sources. Okay, anything else, or else we can move forward. Okay. So okay. So now Krishna is telling further what happened after attaining the supreme abode. Now you are telling, Krishna is telling that okay, you will attain my abode. Okay, but what will happen after attaining? So supreme abode is supreme destination also. It is supreme in that sense. Okay, what is now Krishna is telling? Abhyakta akkhara iti yuktash tamahu paramam gatim jam prapana nivartante tadham paramam mama. So you will never come back. So just see Abrahma Bhuvanaloka, Krishna explained that Mamupattu Punto Punarjanmana Vidyate, he explained by these two words 21 and 22 that there is no Punarjanma. In previous verse, Krishna first explained how it is transcendental. Okay, why it is, first he is giving that it is permanent. Okay, my abode is permanent. It is not annihilated by the effect of time. It is beyond the limitation of time. And then Krishna is telling in this particular verse that by attaining that word, that abode, he will never come back. Okay, you need not to come back. And here particularly Prabhupada will explain, I think in earlier verse also, Prabhupada will explain. So Krishna's superior energy. So this spiritual and material energy, about this energy Krishna has previously explained in verse in chapter 7. Bhumira Apanalovayu, that verse was material energy, and Apuremo itoste annam. Annam. There also Krishna says annam. Apuremo itoste annam. Here also Krishna says paras tasmastu bhava annam. So Krishna is separating. Krishna is giving a vision that beyond this material world there is something else. Okay, beyond this material body, you are something else. Okay, so that we need to appreciate. Okay, so here Prabhupada is, see how what Prabhupada is explaining now. The supreme abode of the personality of God Krishna is described in the Brahma Samhita as Chintamani Dhama. What description Brahma Samhita was there? Was it the description was Vaikuntha planet? No, it was Goloka Vrindavan planet. So from this we can understand from verse 8.14 onwards, Krishna is taking us towards Golok Vrindavan direction. Okay. So supreme abode of the personality of Godhead Krishna is described in the Brahma Samhita as Chintamani Dham, a place where all desires are fulfilled. Just see. So this see, Prabhupada purports are so unique. When I first read Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita, I found that all the purports are same. Anybody has this kind of experience? All the purports are same in the sense that all the purports Prabhupada is telling Krishna is supreme personal Godhead and we need to do Bhakti. Only this thing we understood. I understood. But now when I read, while doing my Bhakti Shastri and while teaching Bhakti Shastri, I understood each and every purport is a unique gift. How it is a unique gift? Now see, Krishna's mood and Prabhupada's mood is completely aligned. Prabhupada is also giving a contrast. That in material world it is dukkhalaya vasasana. What is the meaning of dukkha? Dukkha means whatever we desire, it will not be fulfilled. Whatever will be fulfilled, we don't want that. But spiritual world is completely different. It is Chintamani Dham. That means a place where all desires are fulfilled. But these desires are not selfish desires. These desires are for the pleasure of Krishna. So this is important. The supreme abode of Lord Krishna, known as Goloka Vrindavan, is full of palaces made of touchstone. So here, Prabhupada, you can read. I'm not reading completely. It is just the entire purport is nothing but description of Vrindavan. And in the finally, Prabhupada is giving the hints that Homo Vrindavan is Goloka Vrindavan, which is 90 miles southeast of Delhi. Fortunately, as I am sitting in Delhi, I every day cross Jamuna. There is a station comes where I go in Noida, Kalindi Kunj. So I cross that Kalindi Kunj, and while crossing the Kalindi Kunj, the entire tract of Jamuna, which is not very good scene, but we can see with the description of Bhagavatam, what is Kalindi Kunj. There is another station in another line in metro, that is Jamuna Bank. Jamuna Bank is on the bank of Jamuna. So this kind of, because here Delhi is situated in such a way that we need to cross Jamuna. So we can remember, and it is very, and we can remember Vrindavan also. Some part of Kalindi is flowing over Delhi. So it is a replica of Goloka Vrindavan, located in the spiritual sky. And when Krishna descended on this earth, he spotted on the particular tract of land known as Vrindavan, comprising about 160 square miles in the district of Mathura, India. So this is the geographical location of Homo Vrindavan. But in 8.14, Prabhupada has explained how this geographical Vrindavan is not only limited in this geographical boundary. We can create this Goloka Vrindavan within our house, within our heart, within the most busiest city. In Delhi, we are having around 19 temples all around Delhi NCR area. Okay, National Capital Area. So capital region. We have by the blessing of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj and all the other spiritual leaders of our Prabhupada's wonderful disciples. Loknath Shahi Maharaj, Chabudra Shahi Maharaj also have this contribution in facilitating all these things. So it is really an opportunity, wonderful facility that Vrindavan is not only limited by this Mahabhagavad devotees has made access of Vrindavan throughout the world. So, having said this, okay, so now, yes. So now this verse is there. Purushasha parapartha bhaktva labhasta ananya jashanta sthani bhutani jaina sarva idam tatam. Achha, just a minute, Mataji, the recording is continuing. I just forgotten that. Hare Krishna Jama. Whoever is recording the
Recording. Shalini Mataji.
it is continuing now because the 2 hour limit might have crossed now. So
No, Mataji keeps recording. So I hope it is
because
on.
the earlier classes were recorded only for 2 hours. The last half an hour was not there.
Okay.
So that is why we had a discussion in presence of Kalindi Prabhu. So I think it is continued. Okay. So the Supreme Person of Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion. Again, this is another verse of Ananda Bhakti. So after explaining that about the planet, about the non-return of that planet, when we can actually make our life successful, okay, we can go back to our own home, leaving this foreign land. Attainable by unalloyed devotion, although he is present in his abode, he is all pervading and everything is situated within. So here Krishna is telling, here Prabhupada is again giving this example of Ananda Chinmaya Rashi. That it is here clearly stated that the supreme destination from which there is no return is the abode of Krishna, the supreme person. Brahma Samhita describes this supreme abode as Ananya Chinmaya Rasa, a place where everything is full of spiritual bliss. All the variegatedness manifest there is the quality of spiritual bliss. See, many a times, ordinary materialists don't want to come in spiritual realm or spiritual practice, thinking that it is a very boring thing. One atheistic person says that I can believe God if the God, if I know that God is a dancing God. Okay, so he even don't know. He was not in from our Sanatan culture. He was from a Brahminic culture or some Christian culture background. So he became atheistic because dancing is an expression of our enjoyment. And Krishna and Srila Prabhupada has become a team now to explain that Krishna is giving a hint of the comparison, and Prabhupada is elaborating on behalf of Krishna and advertising, canvassing us that spiritual world is full of spiritual variegatedness. Chid Vaicitra. Material world, the Vaicitra creates duality. But in spiritual world, the variegatedness creates bliss. By the variegatedness, in material world we get frustrated. But in spiritual world, the variegatedness creates such a bliss that the spiritual world, every step is a dancing. Okay. I was actually reading Bhagavatam 10th canto, where the 21 chapter, I think, chapter 21, I was reading from 10th canto. And that chapter is related to how the Krishna is playing flute. Just this simple activity. This simple activity has created a, I don't know what I can use. It created such a hysteria. Like everyone is, by hearing the sound vibration of Krishna's flute, everyone is overwhelmed with so many varieties of emotions. Okay. Even the water, the beasts, birds. What to speak of gopis? Gopis were actually explaining this. They were explaining about this thing. They were not able to go to meet Krishna, but they were hearing that Krishna was going, playing the flute and entering into the forest of Vrindavan. Just this simple thing. It from material point of view, it is nothing but a person is playing flute. He is going to herd the cows. What is there? So many gwalas are there. So many milk boys. Those gwalas families are there. Vaishyas families are there. They go every day. What is beauty? But in spiritual world, in spiritual atmosphere, in the presence of Krishna, is completely different. That the sound vibration is heard throughout the universe. It enchanted the upper planetary demigoddesses. Okay, so we cannot actually appreciate with our material senses what is inconceivably beautiful spiritual bliss, spiritual platform. And Prabhupada is giving these hints from Brahma Samhita, canvassing us that we should remember what else we should remember. What should be always there in our remembrance apart from this? So this is a real gift if we actually understand. And this Krishna, and here Krishna is telling there that this will be further elaborated in further next chapter, that Jashantu Sthani means that everything is sustained within him and within either his spiritual or material energy. So everything nothing is outside of Krishna's energy. The spiritual world is sustaining in Krishna's spiritual energy, and material world is sustaining in his material energy. Okay, so nothing is out of his realm. Everything is within his realm. So, although he is present in his abode, he is this thing in chapter 7 also. That he is present everywhere does not mean that he is absent as a person, as a person in the supreme in his spiritual world. Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhuta. He is residing in Goloka Vrindavan, and at the same time he is all pervasive by his energy, by his Paramatma features. That is also there. So here Krishna is giving his Aishwarya also. Okay. And Prabhupada is explaining that Krishna is explaining about this particular see here this verse Purusho sha para partho bhakta labhvastanana jashantu sthani bhutani jeno sarvamidam tatam. So here Krishna is telling in third person, not in first person. Okay. So that means Krishna is telling this Ananda Bhakti, with this Ananda Bhakti, the Vaikuntha planet can be achieved. And that's why Prabhupada is also giving here, Prabhupada is giving both description of Goloka Vrindavan, some part, and also Vaikuntha planet. Because here Krishna is all pervading. Krishna is though they are in. So here the Krishna is explaining that there is not only one planet, there is innumerable planets are there, and I am available in every planet, both in material and spiritual. Everything is infinite. Okay. So the Brahma Samhita also confirms that although the Lord is always in the supreme abode, so it is like something. Another verse is that I'm not forgetting the verse exactly. Like the Jyotsna, the Surya, or any the moon is situated in one place, but it is the light is all pervading. So Krishna is also like that. The energetic supreme personality is situated locally somewhere here, and but he is all pervading. Okay. So I think here, yes, just like a tree. I think that Vedas are compared. The Vedas compared the Lord to a tree standing still, yet bearing many varieties of fruits, flowers, and leaves. Just like see, tree is there. The tree is situated at one place. Okay, tree's root is there at one place, but branches, leaves are there. So tree is localized at one place and expanded throughout a bigger area. Just consider the botanical garden in Shipur. The tree there is actually one tree, but the branches of the tree has expanded such a huge area. Okay, so if that happens in this material world for such a material living entity, by the mercy of Krishna only. So what to speak of Krishna's energy? Krishna himself has expanded. The planet expansion of the Lord who preside over Vaikuntha planets are four-armed, and they are known by varieties of names. So there are various names are there: Purushottamo, Tirvikramo, Keshava. We chanted these names when we put our tilakas in our body. So this ends the section where Krishna is explain the contrast between material world and spiritual world, and canvassing us or inspiring us to develop detachment for this temporary material world and develop attachment to a spiritual world. This is the final conclusion of this. And then remember that thing. And remember Krishna, remember devotional service, remember the spiritual master who are directing us towards this Kevala Bhakti, so that we can at the time of death remember him. Saying is easy, but it is not very easy to actually, it is difficult to actually do it. But we can do it by the mercy. It can be. Krishna is telling Krishna is easily available. So now the last section of today's verse. This section, let us see the so Krishna's abode is attainable by Ananda Bhakti, pure Bhakti. Okay. So this verse Krishna has previously also told, and now again he is after contrasting, he is telling that this abode can be attained by Ananda Bhakti. And Krishna has told that there are various kinds of bhakti. Everything is situated within him. He is all pervading, although he is present in his abode. So Krishna is refuted Mayavadi's version also here. Mayavadi said that everything Krishna personality, when something is like, we have a material understanding that when something is all pervasive, it does not have any form. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is 1 minus 1 is equal to 1. Okay. So that is the transcendental equation. Krishna is always Purna. Now remembrance of Bhakti Yoga is easier than the Ashtanga Yoga. Okay, so what is the correlation? Krishna has now concluded describing the spiritual world and the process of reaching it for unalloyed devotees. In the final 6 verses of this chapter, Krishna discusses the process and the destination attained by those who are not unalloyed devotees. The final 6 verses of this chapter. Okay. So this 6th chapter Krishna will describe now. Okay. In the verse 23 to 26, the Lord described different ways of living this world for the karmis and jnanis. But Krishna's devotee did not to worry about this part, because simply by engaging in devotional service, they attain the beneficial result of all paths and at the end reach the supreme destination. This will be explained in last 2 verses. So let us see the effect of specific time of living body. So now again the Purana Kale, how it can one can leave his body. That part Krishna is explaining for jnanis, for yogis, for mystic ascetics, how they live. Jatra kale anavrittim. So here Krishna will explain 2 kinds of things. Anavrittim and navrittim. 2 kinds of paths are there. Okay. These paths are for mystics, not for ordinary materialistic person. And finally Krishna will conclude, even devotees don't care for it. Why devotees don't care for it? Devotees know this, as you are also studying, we are also studying Bhakti Shastri. We know, we come to know this path, but we don't get disturbed about this. Jatra kale avrittim chaiva yogina prayat jantitam kalam vakshami bharatarishavam. O best of Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which passing away from this world, the yogis does or does not come back. There are 2 kinds of path, avrittim and anavrittim. And one path, in one way, if yogi leave the body, will come back. Anavrittim and avrittim will come back. And anavrittim is not come back. So first Krishna is explaining the anavrittim part. In this verse, Krishna explains the path, anavrittim, the path of non-return for yogis and jnanis. Agnir jyotir aho shukla shanmasha uttarayanam tatra prayat gachanti brahmo vidojana. Those who know the supreme Brahman attain the supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery god, in the light at an auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. Now this kind of words may not make any sense for us, because this kind of words we are not very familiar with various Vedic Karmakandiya or Vedic mystic knowledge are there. Okay, so no need to worried about that, because finally Krishna will conclude that nothing to worry. In the earlier verses also, See here, each and every word that Krishna is using, Jatra Kale, this Kale word has been used. This word actually, Bharata Vidyabhushan is telling that presiding deity is there. So it is what each and everything is related to a personified entity is there. Behind anything is there in the natural world. Okay. Ultimately, the Supreme Personality is Krishna, but there are some subordinate personalities under Krishna who actually help the materialistic persons, not ordinary materialistic persons, those who have mental inclinations. Mental inclinations means karma in the sense of karma, in the sense of jnana, in the sense of hatha yoga, in various ways that inclination can be there. So now it can be understood here. It is said, like here the words are there. Those who know the Supreme Brahman attain the Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery God in the light. The light means Shukla. There are timings. Aho Shukla, Shanma, Ognir Jyotir, Aho Shukla, Shanmasha Uttarayan. There are 6 months of Uttarayan and 6 months of Dakkinayan. The Lord, the sun travels towards north and sun travels towards. Actually, sun. Okay, I'm not going to that thing. We have some other understanding. Uttarayan is there. I think Uttarayan, you know, all of you understand Uttarayan? The sun moving towards northern direction and sun coming towards southern direction. You know all this moving of Uttarayan during Uttarayan time. We the Uttarayan time we have summer season, and Dakkinayan time we have winter season. Okay, particularly in the northern hemisphere, and southern hemisphere it is opposite. It is like that. So due to the movement of the sun, it happens. So there are auspiciousness of moments, and that auspiciousness of moments are there in Vedic literature, by which, based on that knowledge, extraordinary yogis can regulate their living of body accordingly, so that they get a perfect destination. They can they can reach Brahma Jyoti, and from where they will not come back. Okay, so it can be understood like that when we are traveling through a train, there are various stations. We pass through various stations, and various stations there are various station masters are there. Okay, they give the signal one after another, and then the train goes perfectly towards the direction. So these kind of deities are working like that way. They are giving particular direction according to the Vedic injunction, and based on that they reach the Brahma Jyoti. Okay. So this is what is all about on a Brittim. Okay. And now Abrittim. धूमो रात्रिस्तथा कृष्ण षण्मास दक्षिणायनम तत्र चंद्रमास मासम ज्योति जोगी प्राप्तो निवर्तते. So the mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. So this is the point where this in the third canto. So this is the another the when. So this is the path which mostly the karmis they prefer, and they want to go to Chandraloka and want to enjoy. So in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Pupul Muni mentions that those who are expert in the fruitive activities and sacrificial methods on earth attain to the moon at death. These elevated souls live on the moon for about 10,000 years by demigods' calculations, actually. Okay. Celestial calculation. According to our calculation, what I have remember, if I'm not wrong, in the moon planet, one day is Earth planet 6 months. Something is like that. More the higher planet we go, the time frame will change. Like Brahma's one moment is 1 year. Brahmalokas, one moment. One moment is not even a full second. It is, I think, 5 by 12 second or some fractional second is there. There is a chapter called atomic time in Bhagavatam. There the time units according to Vedic uh, science. It is explained. So that this kind of calculations are there, how the time changes. Okay. So the Brahma's one day and our one day is different in that way actually. Brahma's one moment, or in Brahma's one day, 1000 cyclic juga is there. Where this 1000 cyclic juga is happening? In our planet, in Martulok. It is in earthly planet calculation. Okay. So in that sense, we can understand that the Brahma's night time, it is related to earthly planet, up to earthly planet, up to earth. I will further confirm because the calculation has been given. Shastri, this Shastri word has come based on earthly planet calculation. Okay. So this is the final destination of the here the see here it is told the yogi, the mystics. These mystics are mainly having karmic inclination. They want to enjoy. Okay, they know. See, knowing Supreme Personality of Godhead and loving Supreme Personality of Godhead is different. They know. They also know Krishna. The devatas also know Krishna. Chandraloka, the people also know Krishna, but they are not solely loving Krishna. They may be obedient to Krishna's order. They are taking care of cosmic. They are taking care of cosmic management. They are contributing. They are working, but they may not be pure devotee. Okay, mostly the Shokama Karma yogis are like that. Previous words are further higher. They are mostly like Jogomishra, not even Jogomishra. They are maybe Gyanis or further. They are transcendentalist because as the transcendentalist, they are merging Brahmavadis. You can say they are Brahmavadis. Okay, they are Brahmavadis. Now the Brahmavadis, they are not Mayavadis. First of all, try to understand. They are not Mayavadis. They have completely realized Brahman. Okay, they understood that they are not this material body. So they are not inclined to enjoy material enjoyment, material anything. But this particular verse is referring to those they know Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they have knowledge, but they are not fully surrendered to Krishna. Okay. So they are Shokama Karmaji. So they eventually return to. So they are going and coming. After enjoyment, they will come back. This means that on the moon there are higher class of living beings, though they may not be perceived by the gross senses. Actually, according to Prabhupada, understanding whatever I have understood from Prabhupada books, Prabhupada has never accepted that anyone can go to moon. Okay. It is very clear. Prabhupada purport, Prabhupada has given very clearly. Okay. So that's why Prabhupada is mentioning that by mechanical means one cannot go to moon. Cannot touch even more. It is so different realm actually, moon planet. So it is not so easy. It needs severe austerity. And in particular in Kali Yuga, no one can. Shukla Krishna. Now here Krishna is concluding. Okay. Shukla Krishna Gati Hiayate Jagato Shashvato Mate. So there are two kinds of Gati, Shukla and Krishna Gati. Ekaya Yati Anabrittim Unnaya Avartate Guna. So Punaravartin original. In one path, Krishna, one Gati is Anabrittim, another is Abrittim. So according to Vedic opinion, there are two ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back. But when one passes in darkness, he returns. So one passes in light means he completely realized Brahman. Those who have realized Brahman, Brahmavadis, they don't. But Arujya Krishna verse in Bhagavatam that refers to Mayavadis. They may also go to Brahma Jyoti, but they will fall down because they are offensive to Krishna's lotus feet. Brahmovadis are like innocent person. They are not offensive to Krishna's lotus feet. That's why they remain there. Okay, and they may from Brahmajyoti, from that Brahmavadi stages, they may further elevate themselves and can become devotee. Okay, so but one passes in darkness, he returns back. So the same description of departure return is quoted in Acharya Bharat Bhushan from Chandogya Upanishad. So these are detailed explanations are there in various Upanishads. Those who are fruitive laborers or philosophical speculators from time immemorial are constantly going and coming. Actually, they do not attain ultimate salvation, for they do not surrender to Krishna. So this is the point. They do not surrender to Krishna completely. But they are not offensive. These people are not offensive to Krishna. Okay. They are not like Mayavadis. Mayavadis are Krishna Aparaj. Okay. They defy Krishna. So those who are fruitive laborers and philosophical speculators from time immemorial are going and coming. They are punnatmas, so-called materialistic punnatmas. They are going and coming. Now, having said this, Krishna is telling, what about devotees? How devotees see this knowledge, this information? Noite sveti partho jana jogi mucchanti kaschana asmat sarveshu kaleshu yoga jukto bhavarjuna. All the devotees know these two paths, Arjuna. They are never bewildered. Therefore, he always fixed in devotion. So Krishna here is advising Arjuna that he should not be disturbed by the different paths of soul can take living and material. Why not disturbed? Because a devotee of Supreme Lord should not worry whether he will depart by arrangement or by accident. They never did. A devotee should be firmly established in Krishna consciousness and chant Hare Krishna. He should know that concern over either of these two paths is troublesome. Because this is a very difficult path. It is very difficult. That's why the Ashtanga Yoga. This actually is a path of this. For this, you need to perform severe austerity. You need to meditate according to the Vedic injunction. Then only you can achieve. So this path is not very easy. So here, by telling this, Krishna is establishing the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga and the simple and easiness of the Bhakti Yoga. It is very simple. Anyone can take it. It is not very easy. Easy means the sense Shahojya. It is not a Shahojya thing. How the Shahojya takes, it is not easy. You have to perform Bhakti Yoga as it is. Otherwise, it is difficult. So the best way to absorb in Krishna consciousness is to always dovetail in his service. So here Krishna is telling Juktash, Yoga Jukta Bhavarjuna. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion, somehow or other. Never forget Krishna. Okay. So here Prabhupada is quoting Rupa Goswami's Jukta Vairagya Bhajana Shaktasya Veshaya Anjataram Mukujunjatam Nirvanda Krishna Sambandho Jukta Vairagya Mucchate. So, by this Jukta Vairagya, whether we are in factory, whether we are in the middle of busy city, or we are anywhere, whether in the house, Griya Thako, Bone Thako, Sada Hari Bone Thako. By taking the shelter of Krishna's name, we can be fixed up in remembering Krishna. And we should not be care for it. How we should, in one sense, we should not be worried about how, at what time, what auspicious time we should leave our body. We should not care for it. Because Krishna will take care of this thing. Krishna will take care of this thing. So that's why a person who is completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness, he has full faith in Krishna that whenever I will die, it does not matter. The time does not matter, because devotees are beyond this material time frame. Because they are completely in the hand of Krishna. So the auspiciousness of time does not affect devotees' living body. It is beyond everything. Okay, this is the message Krishna is telling through this. And finally, this verse is concluded. I will show another verse actually, just a minute, before I come to this verse. That sometimes it is actually this regarding this verse on that day, uh, Bhakti Purushottam Sai Maharaj was mentioning in his lecture in Vishwabangla. So I was remembering to share this thing with all of you. That why devotees are so callous about the time, and when Krishna also tells that thing. That is the reason, because Krishna, the remembrance of Krishna, for remembrance of Krishna, for a sincere devotee, Krishna will help. So this is from Varaha Purana. यदि बाधादि दोषेण मद भक्त माम न च स्मरेत अहम स्मरमि मद भक्तम नयामि परमम गति. So I will remember my devotee at the time of his death. If my devotee is not able to remember me at the time of his death because of the great disturbances felt within the body at that time, then I shall remember my devotee and take him back to the spiritual world. Quoted by Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan in his commentary on the text 88 of Vishnu Sahasranam, translated in English by Vishwanath Das, Krishna. So this is a very important verse, very hope-giving verse. But we should not, for this thing, we should not become insincere. Mad Bhatadi, Jadi Bhatadi Doshena, Mad Bhakta, my devotee. This my devotee word is actually Kevala Bhakta. Mad Bhakta. Mad Bhakta word is very important. Bhakta, we need to become a devotee. Our main concern should be to become a devotee. If we become an Ananda devotee, we need not to worry about how we will be living our body. Krishna will take care of that. We need to be a very sincere. At least we should genuinely try. Krishna knows how much we are genuinely endeavoring to try to become a pure devotee. If that is in our hand, because the experience of death is very dangerous, and we don't know how the death will come. So even though we are not able to, some accident may happen and we may not remember Krishna, may not remember. But if we sincerely practice, Lord is giving this hope. Then I will enter into his remembrance and make him remember, and then I will take him back. I will remember. Even in some place I have heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I will give you the remembrance. Okay. And here Krishna is telling that I will remember you, I will not forget. Krishna says that. Krishna never forgets not a single devotional service, whatever we have performed with whatever aspiration. Krishna sees the best. Krishna is such a Lord that Krishna will never forget us. So this is a great hope for us. So now we are at the last verse. Vedeshu Jaggeshu Taposh Vedeshu Jaggeshu Tapashu Jaivo Daneshu Yatpunna Phalam Pratishatam Atteti Tat Sarvam Midam Viditta Jogi Paramam Sthanam Upeti Chatam. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal life. So, someone may question, then, okay, Krishna, you are telling about Ananda Bhakti, but what about other Vedic rituals that has been mentioned in the Vedas? So this question may arise in Arjuna's mind. So in anticipating this, Krishna is finally concluding that path of devotional service is all inclusive. Because Krishna is the already Prabhupada has told, according in the Vedas, Krishna has been explained as the tree. Various branches, various parts are like Vedas, performing sacrifices, austerities, charity, philosophical persuasions, fruitive activities are various part of that Vedic tree. But root is Krishna. So if we develop, if we discharge devotional service with unalloyed devotion to Krishna, so nothing is exempted, everything is, nothing is excluded, everything is included. So this bhakti is all inclusive process. So simply by performing devotional service he attend all this. That means a person who is going who is discharging devotional service, we need to assume that everything has been done with all these other Vedic formalities has been already done. He has done those things. Okay, so this is the most important thing, and in finally, and so this here Prabhupada in the purport is explaining that the various uh, stages how one can one after another, the yoga ladders has been explained here, how one can perform various ways and can climb the yoga ladder and come to the ultimate stage of Ananda Bhakti. But the beauty of Krishna consciousness, however, is that by one stroke, by engaging in devotional service, one can surpass all the rituals of the different orders of life and can directly come to this Krishna. And then Krishna is explaining this. Idam Prabhupada is explaining, Idam Vidita indicates that one should understand that the instruction given by Sri Krishna in this chapter and the seventh chapter of Bhagavad Gita. One should try to understand this chapter not by scholarship or by mental speculation, but by hearing them in association with devotees. Just how we are hearing, trying to hear. That we need to understand these verses, this all the verses, each and every verses has a deep meaning. Try to understand the each and every concept. Idam viditta, by knowing this, because this will help us to deepen our bhakti, deepen our focus, deepen our meditation, deepen our surrender, deepen our prapadanta. We will come to that surrender mood, and we can go towards Kevala Bhakti stage. We can pray that we don't want to be in this material world, which is temporary, which is so much miseries. By the Maya tricks, we are sometimes feeling it is very everything is nicely going, but actually nothing is nicely going. So, and finally, Prabhupada is giving how to relish Bhagavad Gita. Okay, how to relish the knowledge of this Bhagavad Gita, because here the Ananda Bhakti is there, the jewel of the Vedic conclusion is there, the Ananda Bhakti. Okay, so I will explain. This is the stages of actually the stages of from Shraddha to Prema, and from this we can understand that a person who is in Krishna Prema, he can also absorb in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. And we will end with a wonderful story from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So here these various stages are there. The starting point is Shraddha, little faith in Bhagavad Gita. Somebody has given us the Bhagavad Gita and we have taken that yes, this Bhagavad Gita might be the wonderful book of wisdom. Let me read it. And then after we come, after that, after we reading Bhagavad Gita, we maybe got some contact with the devotees and we may come to some association, some class we may join. Sign of faith, learn from qualified devotees, not from material mental speculators. What Prabhupada was telling, that don't try to understand Bhagavad Gita by our own mental speculation or by some teacher who is giving their own interpretation of Bhagavad Gita. No, read, study Bhagavad Gita, understand Bhagavad Gita from a devotee, understand Bhagavad Gita from the interpretation given by Srila Prabhupada and wonderful devotees like Srila Prabhupada, in the line of Srila Prabhupada, in the line of previous acharyas. So that Bhagavad Gita edition is important. That kind of study of Bhagavad Gita will help us progress in our devotion, in our devotional service. So then comes the service in association, dispels all misgivings about God. So when we associate, then we start chanting, we start rendering devotional service, we take shelter of a spiritual master, and then we do our Anartha Nibritti mainly in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, that is chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then we overcome the Anartha Nibritti, and then we come to the Nishtha, one becomes fixed in one study of about Krishna. See, each and every stage, Prabhupada is telling study Krishna, study Bhagavad Gita, study Bhagavad Gita, study about Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, everything can be included here. Ruchi and Ashakti relishes the study, attains a state of feeling always Krishna conscious. Ruchi and Ashakti, very high stage. But is in this stage, are we relishing the study? Oh, I am reading. I am relishing each and every moment, each and every word is is satisfying my heart. I am getting so much pleasure. I am getting my attachment towards Krishna is increasing by this. So that is the stage of Ruchi and Ashakti. See, at the faith stage also we are studying. Every stage we are studying, but see how the relishment, how the satisfaction, how the attachment is increasing. And the Bhava stage, advanced stage, fall completely in love with Krishna, highest perfection stage, and then transfer to the abode of Krishna, eternal happiness. Okay, so we need to understand that this Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada is also telling that I will end our session now with just one conclusion. That Prabhupada is telling that by becoming mental speculator, we cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. We need to understand it from the Bhagavad Gita from a devotee. We remember that by our scholarship we cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. So we remember the Chaitanya Charitamrita and the South Indian Brahman who was reading Bhagavad Gita, and everyone was the illiterate Brahman. In South India, illiterate Brahman is very rare, but there were some one illiterate Brahman, and he was reading Bhagavad Gita on the order of his spiritual master. His spiritual master has ordered him that you read Bhagavad Gita every day, and he was reading Bhagavad Gita at the courtyard of temple. I think it is at I'm forgetting the name of the temple where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has visited and uh, found that everyone is making fun of this Brahmana. But when he observed that this Brahmana was reading Bhagavad Gita, this illiterate Brahmana, he was crying in ecstasy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood and he inquired that why you are reading Bhagavad Gita when you are not understand Bhagavad Gita. He said that actually my spiritual master has ordered me, so I am reading, but I don't understand anything. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, then why you are crying? Then he said that when I open the Bhagavad Gita and in the Bhagavad Gita might be some illustration. In our Bhagavad Gita also there is illustration that Krishna is standing on the chariot as a charioteer driving the chariot of Arjuna. So when I see this illustration, I think that my Lord is so merciful, my Lord is so Bhakta Vatsal that he has become charioteer of his devotee, a driver. He has become charioteer of my devotee, of his devotee. So by just seeing this vision, having this vision, my heart melts and I start crying. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has embraced and he said that you have really understood Bhagavad Gita. So that means he has developed their Ananda Bhakti towards Krishna. So that is the ultimate goal of Bhagavad Gita. So this Ananda Bhakti chapter, this is the ultimate. So if we come to this stage, we can easily remember Krishna. Shulava Partha. Tasaham Shulava Partha. Krishna will be easily available and we can easily remember Krishna and we can make our life successful. So there we end chapter 8 and then from the next class we will have chapter 9. So thank you so much. Sri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakti Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Sorry for the overtime. Thank you so much. We can end our class here. Any question? Any question you have, we can ask offline. I think now it is too late to take any question. If anyone has any question, then also I can take one question at least. or else we can end. Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Tata Shri.
Dhanyavad, Prabhuji.